Today we're at the CoverGirl Studios here in Manhattan, New York.
Juliet on Broadway. And then when you're done watching that, come watch me on tour, because I'm going on tour. We're essentially doing the show for the first time every night. I saw her dance and I was literally like, I want to do that.
What was that point in your life where you decided, okay, dance is going to be a career for me?
At 9 years old, I was like, yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And because of Broadway, I invested all of me into this job. People decided at a very young age whether they were gonna like me before they met me or not. Little did they know, 29 years later, I'd be diagnosed with ADHD, but I knew. I am the person that I needed when I was younger. I don't think I feel safe being myself, but I don't care. Lives were running parallel for so many years that intersected during Bring It On. It was just so perfect.
Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to episode 14 of Little Life Lessons, and today we have a special guest, Bex Robinson!
Hey, I'm Bex. If you didn't know, now you know. You're welcome. It's better now. I'm a professional dancer, choreographer, artist, funniest person I know, and fun, funky, and fresh. That is my official title. And I like life.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good intro for me. I'm really fun. Yeah, I'm what they call a hoot and a holler. Also, a title given to me. I did not make that up. So now you know it's real.
Yes. Bex is a professional dancer. She's so funny. But before we move on to talking about your life and everything, I really want to talk about our space today. Today we're at the CoverGirl Studios here in Manhattan, New York. And what building is it in, Bex?
The Empire State Building.
Period.
And it's my first time.
We want to talk about a few products in this CoverGirl studio. We have so many things in front of us. The skin enhancer, the mascara.
We got the Yummy.
Yeah.
The Clean Fresh Yummy. This one's the Blur. Yeah?
Yeah, that
This
smells
one?
so good. We chose a lip combo to show for you guys. I love being able to use something as a lip and a blush. And I know this is going to be perfect.
See, I've been using cherries, like the fruit, as the lip and cheek combo. And
ethereal.
It's too sticky now.
Yeah.
It's too sticky. Fruit flies everywhere. It's summer. We need something that is less fruit and more jelly. Yes. See how I did that?
What I have used is the CoverGirl Outstanding Lip Stain. And these pens are amazing. I've used basically all the colors, but I love the way it stains your lip, but it doesn't have like a watery residue. And some lip stains, like, you know how when you like touch it on accident and it like stains your cheek? This doesn't. And what I
Literally
love...
me this morning.
No, you look fine. And what I also love is that it's so precise because it's a felt tip pen, so you can really get like a great like angle with this.
Really? Unboxing! Yeah. I was expecting like a pointy like eyeliner tip, so I'm actually glad that it's more rounded. It's gonna stress me out. Okay, great.
I go like that and then kind of blur it out because it stains. It's a stain.
I've been doing that gel, not that gel thing, but that like lip stain that you like peel off.
Yeah, I know, but
that one stains my teeth. That every time I come out and I'm like, why am I bleeding?
Why am I bleeding?
And they want me to close my mouth while I'm letting it dry. I'm a yapper.
I'm a yapper. That color looks really good on you.
Thank you.
She did a good color match. You know this is
gloss?
Yeah, but it like, you know,
plump?
Yeah.
I love a plump.
It. This is giving like 2016 makeup.
Yeah. I like how this tastes. Mm-hmm. Like I think I need more of a mauve. What is this saying?
You're satisfied with it because this is what your lip...
Oh, this is what my lip looks like if I'm like out in the town.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just use the It's Gold outside and it is so nice. I like this plumping because it doesn't hurt as much and I feel like it's more refreshing. It kind of feels like a mint instead of feeling like it's stinging you. It's never like a plump girl because you know when you have your hair down and it kind of like touches and then it gets like...
everywhere.
Yeah, but this doesn't feel as intense, so it's
not
nice.
sticky. You know, and I think that like, not name dropping other products, but there's this lip injector one that I use and that one is so that like once it's on, like you've committed and like your lips will sting until she decides that she is done with you. And I'm like, that's okay, babe, but listen, I gotta take the bus. I got things to do. I can't be worried about my lips.
Yeah.
This one, it feels like the equivalent of mouthwash.
Yeah.
As opposed to like toothpaste or cinnamon gum.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
It makes sense to me.
It makes sense. So these are the three products that we use. We use the Outlasting Lip Stain, we use the Yummy Plumper, and then the Jelly Water Tint. So out of these three, which one is your favorite?
Honestly, and I'm surprised I'm gonna say this, but I think the Yummy Plumper.
Yeah.
I like that and I'm a stickler for like fixing my makeup, especially if it's not perfect in my mind. But I love doing my lips. I love doing eyeliner. I love doing eyeshadow. And I like that I was able to put this product on and it fixed it. Now I don't want to have a product necessarily to fix my makeup. However, this went quickly from being like -6 because I don't use lip gloss to like a 9 out of 10.
Oh
yeah, because I really liked really liked everything about it. I really like that it's not like attacking my face.
Let's get comfy because we are going to be moving on to the podcast. And yeah, we do want to say thank you so much, CoverGirl, for having us. It's really just such a pleasure to be here, you know?
A dream come true, quite literally.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. But yes, thank you, CoverGirl, for having us.
Thank you, CoverGirl.
Bex.
Yes.
You're a professional dancer here in the city and you teach and you're creative. What was that point in your life where you decided, okay, dance is going to be a career for me?
Ooh, I was like 9.
Wow.
9 years old. I started dancing when I was 2. Started off as like a tap dancer, ballet, did the whole shebang. And then when I was 6, went to like a studio and started learning all the things. Auditioned for my competition team and didn't make it the first year. And then the second time I auditioned, I think I was turning 9, and that's when I made the competition team. And I saw a live performance of the Pussycat Dolls, and I think her name is Kimberly. She had the cool like hair, and she was blonde, and I saw her dance, and I was literally like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And I don't know why it was Pussycat Dolls, because I was loosen up my buttons. But then I saw, I was a fan of Allison Stoner, watched a bunch of movies, dance movies growing up. You Got Served, grew up with those like teachers teaching, like those actors and dancers in the movie being my teachers on convention. There wasn't ever a plan B through Z. It kind of just, at 9 years old, I was like, yeah, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And it's worked out, thank goodness. Yeah. But there's not like putting myself down, but there's nothing else I'm really good at. Like, I'm funny. I would love to be a stand-up comedian. I love being creative, but I think dance is like definitely the skill that was like given to me from the womb.
Yeah.
And thank goodness. My parents put me into dance to calm me down. Little did they know, 29 years later, I'd be diagnosed with ADHD. But I knew. I knew I had ADHD. But yeah, I got put into a class, and it was the first time that I ever was like, why are these kids not paying attention? And it was just because I was like literally freely allowed to move and be myself. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm doing that. And then as I got older, growing up as a bigger kid too, people did not understand, 1, having a passion for something, 2, being talented at it, and also being those 2 things in a bigger body. People did not comprehend that you could do both, and the amount of no's I heard specifically just because of the way that I looked made me want to do it more and be like, okay, well, fine, then I'll do it myself.
Yeah.
Like, sorry you feel that way, but I'm not gonna feel that way.
Yeah, I've actually taken Bex's class. I've seen her dance and perform, and also knowing you outside of all that, I think you are good at many, many things. But I also think that you are a very talented dancer, and it does feel like you're meant to dance and inspire other people, because when I took your class, even as a peer, I was like, I'm inspired. Like, I'm locked in, I'm a student, I'm here to learn. But moving forward with that, being in the dance industry and me knowing you and you having like this big, beautiful personality that's very authentic. Mm-hmm. And I think some people could be triggered by that, like the authenticity, because sometimes people repress parts of themselves, so then they project it onto other people. There are people that negatively project their insecurities onto you.
Yeah.
How do you stay true to yourself, and how do you ignore that?
Ooh, that's a great question. I stay true to myself because I am the person that I needed when I was younger. And if I'm that person, then like I physically, literally, mentally cannot be anybody else but myself. Because as a little me, all I ever wanted to do is just be accepted for being me, for being out loud, for being talkative, for being a disturbance in class, but great energy. You know, like I think that all of those things can be true. Like, and I don't necessarily think having like a personality is a bad thing. And growing up, it definitely made me feel like I wasn't allowed to. So I want to live authentically in myself so that other people can feel free to do that, especially my students. And if I get to be a part of that, then I like their dance journey of learning how to be themselves, then I did my job as a dance teacher. I think ignoring it, I wouldn't say I ignore it. I actually think I'm very aware of what people say to me, and it really is just motivation. It's not my fault that people perceive me the way they perceive me. I won't water myself down to be more digestible, like they can choke. I hope that people like look at me or get to know me and know that it's not this unobtainable thing that like you can freely live in your skin and be yourself. And if that means I get to be the person that everybody looks at and is like, you are so yourself, I'm like, hell yeah, like, thank you. I want people to be more kind, and I want people to also feel safe enough to be themselves. I don't think I feel safe being myself, but I don't care. I don't want people to, or not people, I don't want to walk through this life like being anybody else because I genuinely don't know how to. And it took me a long time to not only give myself grace, like, you know, I'm the only one that thinks my thoughts, feels my feelings, experiences my stuff, but it's not going to define me. If people, and I mean, still to this day, people go on my Instagram that I don't know, and they comment tons of shit about my body. I'm like, that must be a really sad life that the only thing that you see on me is my body. And that sucks because I love me. I'm sorry that you don't because I love to eat. Mm-hmm. But also like just because I have a bigger body and I'm talented and like even in the dance world, like I'm considered plus size. And like I am, but I think there are so many beautiful bodies that just don't get highlighted or don't get celebrated because America or the world sees it as obese as opposed to just another natural body. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so I think that at the end of the day, like I'm the one that goes to bed with me. Like I'm the one that falls asleep with my thoughts. I'm the one that wakes up the next morning deciding what I want to do. And I don't want to say if, because yes, I think that so many people's thoughts influenced me as a kid and made me the strong person that I am now to like literally be like, fuck everybody, I don't care, like I'm me. That I'm at the point where like someone's got something to say to me, yeah, they are projecting. I am so sorry that you feel that way. I don't feel that way, but I'm sorry you do. Yeah. And I hope that you can look past the way that I am myself, and that bothers you, and I hope that it encourages you to be yourself. Yeah, it's weird. People are weird. Yeah. So weird, especially on social media. Like, it is just so fake.
Yeah, they feel like they can hide behind a screen and just do everything. Like for me,
on a private account, like put it in your profile pic. What you mean? Say it with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Yeah, like I'm such a silent watcher, and I never hate on people because I'm like, you have a story that I don't know, and mm-hmm. I'm not gonna take time. You know, if it doesn't align with me, I'm just gonna keep scrolling. But I'm never gonna like judge like that, you know.
Yeah, people are way too comfortable with it too. Like way too comfortable commenting on other people's bodies and lives, and it's just like you really do have nothing else better to do.
Yeah,
you don't even know me.
Yeah,
what's my name?
Period. I actually want to say thank you for being the role model that people can look up to being yourself. You said before, it's not the easiest and it's not the safest, but I want to say thank you for everyone who can look up to you and say like, oh, she's doing it, I can do it too.
Oh my God, stop.
Yeah.
Keep going. Yeah. I hope that other people in this world looking at you, hope that other people in this world can feel that way about themselves, like, and be that person for others too.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I'm not cool, but not the coolest.
You're on Anne Juliet on Broadway. By the way, she is a Broadway star! Yes! So can you tell me about feeling that rejection and then getting a separate role that's aligned to it?
Yeah.
Do you feel like there was a journey of healing and manifesting in that?
100%. My Anne Juliet journey has been a very, very long road. had auditioned before getting the role on Broadway 5 times. It was one of those things where this was like the second Broadway musical that I ever like made it to the end for. I'm like, okay, this dancing wise, I got this. Singing wise, I'm working on it.
She can sing.
I can sing better now. But I kept getting so close, and it was just like, not a right time. When I auditioned the last time, it was actually for the tour, their first national tour, and it was one of those auditions where I was just like, you know, there was nothing else I could give. Like, I felt so good about it. I pictured the mezzanine. We did our little dance that I've learned 4 times, and I did it. Everything I can give you that shows you that I am good for this, I've given. And if I don't get it, it's okay. It was one of those things that I will always use that audition as an example now, because I walked out of there just being like, I did that, and I feel so good about it. Didn't get the tour, but I ended up getting on Broadway from that, which is amazing. It was my dream to be on Broadway. And I say was because I think that in the dance world, I am so good about staying true to myself, so good about like not compromising morals or anything. And because of Broadway, because it was the name of Broadway, I don't want to say lost myself, but I invested all of me into this job. And at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's a job. And even more than a job, it's a business. And I had not learned the business side of Broadway yet. And I think now, in the place that I'm at, I am... In any other job that I've done, I literally can sit here now and just be like, yeah, it is what it is. It just happens. I was on a temporary medical replacement contract, did my time, and then that was it. 2 months, beautiful 2 months. They had a year 3 cast come in, and for me at the time, it felt like I had done all this work and I just got like a little taste. And in my mind, I'm like, of course I'm grateful, but I'm also like, oh, I've given up so much, and oh, I wish I didn't do this. I don't have any regrets on it, but it was just like I wish I could have done both. I wish I could have kept all of the things that I gave to make my Broadway debut and still had gone back to that once it was done. But it's just the business. That's just not what happened, and it's okay now. I'm glad. I don't want to say learned the hard way, but I'm glad I learned the business my first time being on Broadway, because I will approach it like that, I think, in the future. Not in a negative way, but like just the way that I would show up on any other job in the dance world. I'm just protecting my peace. This was my first time being on like a extended contract. In the commercial world, everything is very... You do the job, you get your paycheck, next thing. And this was like my first contract where it was like longer than a week. So having this experience of like showing up to work that is technically a 9 to 5, and I get to dance all day, like, shit, that's so cool. We get a new audience every day. Like, that's awesome. And I was just sad that I didn't get to do that with more people more often. So was out of the show for about 6 months. New cast came in, all amazing. If you haven't watched, go watch and Juliet on Broadway. And then when you're done watching that, come watch me on tour, because I'm going on tour. Yeah. But 6 months, took it off, kind of rebuilding my life again after that. And, you know, things that people don't talk about too, like being out of a Broadway show, like money's great when you're in it. And then it just stops, like a business. Like, you know, when you lose a job, you lose a job. And really rode on the like, oh, I saved money from the show. It was great. But then you go back to door dashing and go back to working at Trader Joe's. And like sometimes it's just what happens to make ends meet. And that's not necessarily why I moved to New York, was to work at Trader Joe's, but like, you know, it is what it is. You got to make your money somehow. And then got asked back to do a week for the track I was in, for a vacation. And then it was kind of like a bittersweet thing, because I was now approaching this opportunity like, oh, yep, just got another job for the week. Amazing. New people, new cast. Oh, great. We get to experience this new thing together. How exciting. And then, yeah, and then that's just it. Great. In and out. Hi, guys. Love ya. Bye. Have the best time. No hard feelings. It's just like, I like making my little appearance and leaving. And I think that when I first got the Broadway job, it felt very... the word I don't want to say is territorial, but it felt so true to me. Like, it felt so, I get to open the show and I get to dance. Like, I got to freestyle for my first time every single night for 36 nights. And then it just was the most perfect role that I could have ever made my Broadway debut in. And going back into the show the second time is kind of where it reminded me, like, that, oh, this is the point. You know, the point is not necessarily to make a paycheck. Like, yeah, it's helpful. But I get to perform every single day. And I love performing just as much as I love teaching. I love teaching probably a little bit more, but with I just all I wanted to do was perform. Took a break from that, finished the show, went back to the life I was doing, picking it up from the first time making my debut, and did Bring It On at the Muni with Jen Weber, who is the choreographer of Angeliette. And it was this was my first time really working with her, and it was so nice to be in not only a pre-pro session, but also on the job with her and seeing how she works. Because with Angeliette, like, it's been around for, I think, almost 4 years now, and also in Australia and also in England, and she's done all of it. So it was, everybody who teaches the show is not the choreographer. It's usually the dance captains. And it was nice to do that. And as soon as we finished that job, I landed back home in New Jersey, and I emailed her, and I was like, hey, if you got anything open on tour, like, would love to do it. And then 2 weeks later, got it. And it was very just like very aligned. And I specifically with Bring It On, it was one of those jobs that this is my first time also like not doing a jukebox musical. So like I'm learning original music from Lin-Manuel Miranda, which was crazy because but then there were so many people on that specific contract where our lives were running parallel for so many years that intersected during Bring It On, that it was just so perfect that I felt from that moment, I was like, yeah, like I'm good. We are all doing this thing together with this choreographer for this show. So I got it tattooed on me. Oh, wow. Like, it was just a really, really special experience, and it wasn't necessarily because of the show itself, but like the people. Yeah. And yeah, now I'm going on tour to do the show. And when I was in my they like have a sit down with the creative team after the audition sometimes, and after my audition for the tour the first time, I told them why I was interested in traveling, and I am so excited to do this show in so many different places, but also know that every single day is gonna be a different experience with a different audience, with a different energy, and we're essentially doing the show for the first time every night. Yeah. And I kind of stand 10 toes on that and like really believe that. And it's always someone's first and last show. Like, whether, you never know what's going to happen. It's someone in that audience, it's going to be their first show that they've ever seen. Someone in their audience is going to be their last. Wow. And like, I cannot wait to do it in a different environment every night for a year. Yeah. For a year. Come watch us on tour. Come watch me. Come watch me on tour. I'm not the lead, but we'll pretend I am.
Just so you know. It sounds like you are such a hard worker. Like, you are. Yeah. And I want to know, what is your North Star?
Ooh. Like, what keeps me going?
Why is this thing your direction? What is
it? I feel like it's going to sound a little pompous. I don't even know if that's the word I want to use. I'm using big words. I've never used them. Yeah. I think that I was put on this earth to change lives, change people's lives.
Yes, yeah.
To meet people, to teach them that, like, you can be kind and talented and funny and pretty and gorgeous and amazing. No, but I think that there's so much to learn, and I will never stop being a student, that I think it's dumb of me to think that everything that I've learned is, one, in New York, and two, I've learned it already. Yeah. I did a road trip with my best friend Kane, who's from England. He's never seen the U.S. I was doing it to spread my dad's ashes across one of the memories we did was a road trip. Full circle. Different story, different day. But I took this little journal with me, and every person we met, we asked them for life advice. And just a little piece of life advice. And that experience really opened up, like, not only is everybody going through something, but, like, when I teach my kids, I'm very keen on mentioning and acknowledging that everybody learns different. Some people are audio learners, some people are physical learners, some people are tactile learners, and same with that. I think that people's environments also change the way that they think and their views on stuff. This world is crazy, and I have enough empathy in my heart to understand that people's environments definitely influence their ways of thinking. And if I get to be that person that they see something and they're like, oh yeah, I don't necessarily believe that or think this, and I got to be the person that helped them change their mind and see something different, then I did the right, I'm here for the right reason. So I want, my North Star is that I want people to feel safe enough, not only being themselves around me, but, like, knowing that, like, yes, people can change. 2, you can have a good heart. 2, you can have different religious views. You can have different political views, and you can still be a good person. And I think that it takes a lot of privilege as me as a white woman to say that. However, I also want, if it's not me, I hope it's somebody else, but I hope it gets to be me, because I hope that I can introduce people to different ways of life and living, because I think that's a life worth living to me. Yeah.
I really love that, because it sounds like you're creating something bigger than you, and it's not just through your medium. Like, I thought you were going to say something, about dance and moving forward with dance, but it sounds like you're living a very full life, because it sounds like dance isn't your main priority, and it's your medium, and it's your love, and you pour a lot of time and energy into it, but you see yourself as a person beyond that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's a really big journey that a lot of dancers starting from a young age have to learn, because they live and breathe and everything dance. And I feel like you being able to step out of that and be like this whole human who wants to do good for society and, like, the world is a very beautiful thing.
Thanks.
I also wanted to ask about, you talking about your road trip, and you share about your dad and him passing away. How has that affected you? And do you ever feel like there's kind of this thing within you that people don't see and don't understand?
Ooh, yes. Short answer. So my dad and I's relationship, like, love my dad, but he was just a guy. I think that he really wanted to be a good dad. He just did not know how to do the things that I think I've seen on TV that are like, that's a dad. He was just a guy. And, I think for me, the way that it affected me, like, I have a thing tattooed on here that says, grief is the price we pay for love. I feel the feelings that I feel because I loved him. Slay. Acknowledge that. I think that the way that it affected me the most is, like, understanding my grief and, like, understanding my feelings, because, I've never had a dad die before. Weird. Who would have thought? But I could only compare it to, like, other people's experiences, and it's different for everybody. But I think for me, my grief definitely comes in waves, and it's like, why am I feeling this right now? Like, why am I sad? Why am I thinking about my dad in this moment? Like, what? Like, I never felt this way, like, when he was alive, And it's like, I am in that space where I think I'm much more aware of my feelings and why I feel them, in every aspect of my life because of this. I get sad, but I think my sadness was definitely undiagnosed ADHD, then causing anxiety and depression. And it's like, once I got medicated, I was like, oh, anxiety's not real. That's crazy. For me, anxiety is real. but it's not real for me. It's my brain making things up. Like, my head is screwed on now. Like, it's screwed on, and I'm very aware of, like, my feelings. I'm very aware of other people's feelings. I'm very open about my dad's death, and I'm very, like, I crack jokes because that's how I grieve, and death is weird. Death is so weird, and it's, like, one of those things where the only way I can explain it, it's just, like, I've had people die, but, like, an immediate family member, they're just not there anymore, and it's very odd, because I see things, and then I think of my dad, but then I'm like, I haven't gotten any signs from my dad since he's passed. Anything. And I'm like, he probably thinks I'm good. Great. Okay, cool. We got this agreement. Slay, thinking about you. Love ya.
If you were to get a sign, what would you want it to be?
Nothing that'll freak me out. Like, I don't know, don't, like, show up in the mirror or something.
Oh my gosh.
But I think the closest sign I had was my dad had an owl tattooed on him, and when he passed, I went over to my aunt's house, and there was just an owl watching over us the entire day. Literally did not leave. That's the last time I saw an owl, and last time I would say I got a sign, but, like, he hasn't shown up in my dreams or anything, and I honestly, I don't know if I necessarily need one. There are still, like, some things that I want to, like, know. Like, I have his phone, and I want to know, like, what his last moments were, but I haven't been able to open up his phone, so there's a little bit of unknown there 3 years later, but the closure of it is just, I don't know, my lore feels like, yeah, my dad's dead. It feels just like that, like, exactly how, like, my dad's dead. Anyone else part of the Dead Dad Club, you know? And I think that, I think I am processing mourning and experiencing all my feelings exactly how I'm supposed to. But when I talk to my friends about the ways that I'm feeling, I'm like, why? Why? And they're like, girl, it just happens. Like, your dad died. You're sad. Like, be sad. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to be. And I think there's a lot of that in my life, and like I said, I'm aware of them now, but yeah, I don't think it was my dad passing, but just in general, it was like once my dad died, it was like a domino effect of, like, a bunch of other things. And I gratefully, if my dad did not pass, everything that has happened in the past 3 years would not have happened. And I'm so grateful that those things did. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, I'm so happy my dad is dead. However, I am happy that I'm sad that he had to die for, like, the things to happen in my life, but I'm so happy that he is not in his mindset anymore, and, like, so happy that he doesn't have to live in the world that we live in now with how he was feeling, and now I'm literally living my life. Of course, I'd love to show him the shit that I'm doing now, but I think it's also one of those things where it's like he knows. He's good. He's chilling. Yeah.
From hearing stories with other people, they feel like people who have lost close loved ones, especially when they have the similar relationship, like if it's a brother or a father or mother, but it only really connects when you talk to somebody else who has, like, lost the similar relationship. Yeah. And so I know sometimes it's hard to, like, find that connection, but what would you say to someone who has also lost a father?
I have had this conversation with multiple people over the past year, actually. Grief is the price we pay for love. Especially with someone, if someone had a relationship similar to my dad, like, yeah, there is a lot of resentment in a way, like, a lot of things I wish I could have said and, like, closed before he passed, but he didn't, and, like, that is my closure. I'm very much just, like, whatever relationship you had, like, if he wasn't good, he's good now. If he was good before, he's even better. If they've had a good relationship with their dad, you know, they've always watched over. If they did not have a good relationship with your dad, this is your blessing for that person not being in your life anymore, and now they get to observe you. They don't get to be in your life, you know? And I think I feel like I have a pretty good habit of, like, making things positive, and I think sometimes that can come off toxic, but I think that if anybody else's dad is dying, it's going to be hard. It's also the first time and last time it'll ever happen. And I think for me, just knowing that, like, this experience is gonna start and end today, like, literally they're gonna die and then they're gonna be dead. And, like, that is it. And now you are with your feelings and you are alive with that. And now I wish I could sit here and be like, this is exactly how you're going to feel, but you're not. You're probably going to bargain first. You're probably going to you're going to accept it first. I accepted it as soon as it happened. I think I did the process of grief in the opposite order. I think it's important for people to still be kind to themselves, because fuck no, my dad would not want me to sit here and cry about him. He really would not. But I'm gonna. But I'm also, like, he also wouldn't want me to stop dance. He wouldn't have wanted me to cancel a job to go check on him. He wouldn't have done those things. But I think that if your dad or my dad wants me to succeed, I have to continue living. And that's really, really is it. Yeah. Really just continue living.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like you handle hardships well. How do you deal with hardships like grief, rejection, hate, all these things that could be negative? Mm-hmm. How do you handle it?
I feel like I'm used to it, honestly. My bullying journey started really young. People decided at a very young age whether they were going to like me before they met me or not. And the sad thing is, what I noticed a lot is people, I mean, even now, I think people are better at it now, but I think I'm observant. People don't necessarily have an interest in getting to know me until they see me dance, and then they want to be my best friend.
I feel like in the industry, it's always, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, please interrupt.
It's like that, and it's really hard. It's like either if you're like signed to an agent or you work certain jobs, and then or they see your Instagram and suddenly they feel like this connection towards you, but it's not authentic in terms of like wanting to know you deeper.
Yeah. You know? And I think that, like, for me, especially with rejection, I've heard it so many times, but, like, I chose being a dancer as a career. Like, that's not going to get me a $15 mansion in the Hamptons. It might.
You never know. You never.
But I'm going to bet my bottom dollar right now that I have in my savings that it's not. So I think that I really want to be happy. And, like, dance makes me happy, and people can talk about me all they want, but, like, I'm sorry that you're unhappy. Like, I'm happy. I'm chilling. And as a kid, when people would watch me dance and then want to be my friend, I wanted to hold on to that so dearly so that I would have more friends.
Yeah.
And I think in turn, I became a people pleaser. Again, compromised myself for the sake of others. And it wasn't until I think I, like, came out of the closet and I was 22 that I was like, yeah, I don't care. Like, I care. I definitely care what people think, but not to the point now where it affects me. Yeah. People are still going to say what they're going to say. And if you, like, I feel like I'm the type of person that if someone says I'm really good at dance, I'm like, oh no, like thank you. Like, I'm so sorry. The second someone's like, you're not good, I'm like, I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to, but it's not me. So I think, like, my confidence definitely has grown, and now I wear it on my chest. Now I wear it on my sleeve. I'm like, yes, I'm pretty. Tell me I'm pretty. I like, oh, you don't like my body? Oh, bye. I kind of live in this delusional fantasy that now everybody's my best friend. I post on social media literally like I'm talking to my FaceTime, because for that exact reason, social media is fake. And I don't want people to see me in a dance class and think that I'm not approachable, or see me and think that I'm not a person that can't have a conversation and I'm just dance, or they think I'm a bitch because of the way that I dance, which sometimes happens. Like, I'm intimidating. I have a big old personality. So I think mixed with the bullying, mixed with the no's, it was, the no's for me never were like, no. It was just like, just not right now.
Yeah.
And like even being in this studio, like I've applied for cover girl jobs, like being a girl, and haven't get it. But great, this is my 6th degree of separation. I'm now doing a podcast for someone that I literally love, doing with products that I think are really cool. Like it literally worked out in a different way, not how I necessarily thought it was going to work out, but it did. And it took me a really long time to like enjoy the ride of life. I'm upset that it took me 29 years to get there, but I really just love life and experiencing it. And I think that for all of the no's that I've had in this career, the yeses have been so much better. And a lot of the jobs that I have had have not been because I've auditioned. It's really been because I've word of mouth, or like, I'm not saying because I'm a good person, but like being a good person like really gets you far. I don't know why it's such a concept, I'm looking at you, in the dance industry to be like nice. But we're all going for this job. We're all going together. Why wouldn't you want someone that you're interacting with to also maybe get it? Or if we're there, why wouldn't we both want to get it? You know, dance is not that serious. And I think that it has been made to be this, it is this competitive, nasty thing, and that is not what dance is. Like, that's not what art is. You're a human first, an artist second, and a dancer third. So to go back on what you said about like me being a human, like hell yeah, I cannot be a good dancer if I am not an artist, and I can't be an artist if I don't know what it's like to be a human being. Yeah. And similar to like toddlers and tiaras or like child actors, like I've been in this industry since I was 4, like working towards this obtainable thing of Broadway and movies and TV shows, and I've done it now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say, and my little me would think I'm the coolest person in the world. I think I'm the coolest person in the world now. But it's like, yeah, I think it is not dumb of me to think that I can change the dance industry. I think I can change the way people exists. What's it from? I've never seen Hamilton. However, there's a thing. A legacy is the seed you plant in a garden that like you don't get to see grow. Yeah. And so I want my legacy in this world and the industry and all of the rejections and the no's and the hardships to be that I am a nice person who is also talented and is changing whatever the fuck she's changing. I don't know what it is yet, but like, yeah, I
really love that. Thank you for sharing that. And just like,
long-winded answer.
No, it's okay. Your whole journey and everything. I really want to touch a little bit about what you said earlier, your coming out story. Mm-hmm. So when we actually met, you were engaged.
I was.
Yeah. So I want to know more about how it feels to actually come out of the closet and also to understand who is right for you in a relationship.
This was my first relationship at the time. Still only my first relationship. With most lesbian relationships, queer relationships, I think the U-Haul dynamic is very real. If you don't know what the U-Haul dynamic is, for my personal experience, it is you meet your person that you then get into a relationship with very quickly, and within a couple months, you are now living together with cats. And it goes by really quick. I will say me and my ex, we did a good job. We, like, talked and, like, got to know each other for, like, 3 or 4 months before making it official. Then we started dating, broke up, got back together, and it was near, like, beginning of before COVID happened. And then we quarantined together and all that jazz. I came out, I always knew that I was gay. I always did.
Really?
Always knew, like, deep down in my soul. And I say gay, like, not necessarily being a lesbian, because, like, I just really love people. I love all aspects of people. I don't give a shit about what's in between the legs. Like, be nice to me. Call me pretty, make me feel good about myself, have a passion. Like, please have a passion. So I was friends with a lot of, like, queer people, lesbians, grew up with mostly gay people in my life anyway, and I was interacting with men prior and came home one day to New York from a visit in San Diego where I met up with the person who deflowered me. And then I asked my friends, I'm like, hey, so I don't think I liked this experience for these reasons. Do you think I'm gay? And they're like, yes, Rebecca, like, yes, yes, you are. I don't know why you need to keep trying. So then had my first experience, I was like, everything makes sense.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, everything makes sense. I wanted to provide. Like, I wanted to make sure the person that I was with just, like, felt really comfortable in XYZ, and I don't think that was ever taught to me growing up, specifically with men, I should say. It was kind of just, like, I'm this object, and now you get to use it. Woo! I have learned throughout my sexuality and just, like, honestly in general too with intimate situations that there's so much shame built up around intimacy, especially if it's just with two people, that for me what I've noticed is that there's so much thought process that goes into what the other person wants as opposed to this is a two-way street. Like I don't want to be in bed or interacting with someone that feels like they need to do something for me to make me feel good. I don't want that. I think that for me, it's one, communication, and two, I think it's like one of those things where you cater to each other. Like, you're allowed to ask questions. Like, your consent is hot. Talk about it. So coming out and doing all that, I was very much in a, like, queer lesbian relationship, got engaged, my dad passed, took a trip to mourn my dad, teach some kids, and our relationship ended after that. It was one of those things where, like, I won't put her on blast, but it was one of those things where it was just like, hate that it had to happen while I was gone. I wish we could have talked about this. Like, I wish we could have come to an agreement instead of, like, betraying my feelings, because I think that's where it was at. And I am now, because of that, I really, really, really took it personally. I took it as if it was, I'm the one that caused all of this. And I know that wasn't true. I know that was not true. But this person in my mind, I made myself believe. I'll say that she made me believe this thing, that it was all, and, like, she didn't do it intentionally, but, like, I definitely believed that every single thing that happened was because of me, and she couldn't be honest with me. When I asked about things, she couldn't do all those things, and I think that is what hurt the most, and I learned from that relationship that I never want to be in something like that ever again. I never want to be in a position where I have to feel bad about taking a job because you knew that it was important to me. And I never want to compromise hanging out with my friends for the sake of my partner, honestly. Like, I want my partner to want to hang out with my people. I want my partner to also have their own life and experience things and then come home and tell me. Like, in that point in my life, relationship-wise, where I don't want to have to teach someone how to care for me. Yeah. And I think that's kind of a cop-out of an answer, honestly, because I think there's wiggle room and compromise and stuff, but the way that I want to be cared for, the way that I want people to be, the way that people see me as a friend and they're so proud of me and talk to me and highlight me and everywhere and, like, let me do my thing. And then also, that's what I want. I want someone who can watch me do my thing. You go do your thing. We come together, and you don't make me change for anything. I don't think my ex, like, made me change, but I definitely changed to cater for them, because I really felt like I just kept doing so much wrong and I could not do right, and, like, it just felt like this battle of I literally can't win, and it's not a competition, but I couldn't win. It felt like I kept doing the work, kept trying to get to a point where of understanding, because this is also my first relationship, and I think there was a lot of learning, but I don't think there was a lot of understanding. And at the end of the day, you know, we just were not right for each other. I am very glad we did not get married.
Yeah.
I'm glad it happened. I'm glad I learned from it. But I'm so grateful that I am out of that relationship. And I think they would say the same. But I now, as a queer woman, I definitely say that I'm gay, because before being like before saying I was a lesbian, I identified as being like pansexual, and I kind of still stand on that. And to me, my umbrella is like gay, and queer. I prefer women. I want to like come home to a woman, but I think that I'm such an energy and personality person that if that means it happens to be a male or someone assigned male at birth, like, okay, shit, like, sure, I'll try it out.
Yeah.
I just want to continue being myself.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I have not learned what it's like to be in a healthy relationship where I can continue doing that.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I've only ever been in one.
Yeah,
and that's not the best comparison, too, because at this point, anything's better. Anything.
That's funny.
Quite literally anything at this point.
But it does feel like that relationship was an end of a beginning.
100%.
Because I feel like knowing you, just being on like the outskirts of, you know, seeing your journey, you've grown into loving yourself so much, and like this person who's just so much who lives with so much authenticity, right? Yeah. I have 2 more questions before we have to end the podcast.
No!
Yeah.
Sorry to be yapping. I got long-winded answers. My bad.
No, this is great.
Okay, great.
First question is, when did you feel comfortable with your sexuality?
Oh, you know, I knew when I was like 9. I started playing with the idea when I was like 17. There was this girl that I met at conventions, and she had done stuff with girls before, and I felt like she was hitting on me, and so I received it, and we chatted for a bit, and then she outed me in LA.
Whoa.
Wait,
did you want that? Or
no, I didn't even know it was happening. Because I wasn't out yet. So, like, I didn't, and I say LA, like, but the people that I knew that didn't know that I was talking to a girl came and talked to me about it, and I was like, wait, how do you know? And I didn't feel bad about, like, I wasn't ashamed, but it was one of those things.
It's like, it's your story to tell.
And it definitely put me into I wouldn't say back in the closet, but I was finally trying it again, and then I went back in being like, no, I'm straight, like, I need to sleep with men, I need to be in a relationship with men, like, men, and I don't want that at all. After that conversation with my friends, I knew it was something that I'd been constantly thinking about, and after my first experience with a woman, I was like, yeah, 100%.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense, is what it is. And then also, like, I think sexuality is definitely a spectrum. Like, even to be vulgar, like, sex to me does not mean anything. It is a activity, and it is a thing that you do with people to learn about a different type of connection. And I really believe in that, and I respect other people that feel differently, but I think that it is not this thing that should be so taboo. And I think that for me, like, also the person I could be with could also be gay, but also like men, and also like this. Like, I also think that, and I say this now because I hadn't yet, but I've only ever been in a monogamous relationship, and I don't want a polyamorous one for me, but I think that if I were to ever end up with a man or someone who is assigned male at birth, I think personally I would let them have an open relationship too. I would know that I would not get what I needed without a woman, I think, in my opinion. But I think I have enough love in my heart and capacity to share that way. So yeah, I think, definitely right now in my life, I'm just like, whoever comes along, comes along. If we vibe, we vibe. If you happen to be a woman, man, trans, left, right, a squirrel, you know, like
a squirrel.
I just don't support
gosh,
bestiality.
a chipmunk.
But yeah, I think it's just like, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
So last question.
Yeah.
You talked earlier about posting on your story and stuff like that, right? is there a line between, because I know you also teach, so you're a teacher, and sometimes we see teachers, especially like in the dance industry, whatever it is, they're a teacher, they're a authority, right? Do you ever feel like there is this persona that you have to put onto your students because you're an authority? And then does social media blur it? Like, say you show other aspects of your life on social media, and then say your students follow you, and then they're seeing a side of you that in the older days where it's just teacher and student, the student wouldn't really necessarily see.
Yeah.
So they get to see your human side, which I think is really great with like authenticity and showing yourself and being yourself and promoting that to the student. But is there a line where it's kind of like, oh, are you losing respect for me because you're
100%.
seeing other sides of me?
Yeah, I have thought about this a lot. I say the way that I curate my social media, it is only ever about me. It is me, 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 me. I don't get involved with what's going on in the world, specifically on my social media. I don't engage with, I don't even post about my friends' birthdays, like, anymore. I used to, but then I was like, that's not what it is. If people are coming to my page for me, it's because you want to see Bex Robinson, not Bex Robinson, the dancer, the comedian, the artist. You're coming for the name Bex Robinson. That's why it's called It's Bex Robinson. Like, that's my Instagram.
That's what
it's just me. I have had conversations with studios when I was younger, I'd say like close to 10 years ago, about my social media and me being myself. And I kind of had to sit there and just be like, listen, I cannot regulate whose kids are following me. I do not follow any of my students that, one, are a current student of mine, or two, under the age of 18. I just don't. There's no need for me to follow them like that, or be involved. I will come to their studio, or I like DM me and I'll thumbs up it. But I try to like separate that. The line for me is I don't post really in general me engaging in any sort of outside substance, anything really, like wine, drinking, around people smoking, anything. I just keep it as like this personality. So when I'm speaking on my stories, or when I'm posting, or when I'm cursing around, it's the personality.
Yeah.
I will say a lot of more parents follow me than their kids, and their parents enjoy that I'm a real person, and when I do teach them, I'm respectful, and I'm not advertising my Instagram anywhere. Just like I'm not advertising my dating profiles. Like, I'm not, I think that the line is knowing my audience, and my audience is very diverse between ages, and I think for me, where I kind of have to just be like, it is what it is, I hope that parents are regulating their Instagrams, and if they are following anybody, I'm glad it's me. Yeah. I don't think that I'm doing anything on my social media that would put any child in harm's way. If I am, please let me know, and I will cut that shit right out. But I think that I think people really do see that I'm just a person. Yeah. And what you see is what you get. So I hope that, I hope that answered your question. I think
it does answer it very well, actually. You're being authentic, and you're still showing that. But whatever in your personal life, like true personal life, you're not sharing that. I love that we, got a full capacity of like who you are and what you've gone through, and we've delved into so much. So
bring me back.
Yeah, no, I would love that. Before we actually end this podcast, I do this thing every episode, and it's called Little Loves. So basically, you say something that you love about yourself and something that you love in life in general right now. And you can go first.
Okay. I love how I show up in rooms. I really think that, I'm and saying that from all of the things I've been through in life, I'm so proud about that I have continued to be myself, and I will scream that from the rooftops. Nobody can say anything about that. I literally am me, and I love that I am myself and how I show up in rooms. And I love what I love about my life right now is I am really happy that every day I get a new experience, and I know that when I'm going on tour too, that is all I'm looking forward to, is just really getting to experience something new every day in a new city with new people. And I think that every day is a new day.
Yeah.
And if the last day was fucked, like today's gonna be better.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be better.
How about you?
What I love about myself is that I love that I'm here for myself. I love that I'm disciplined in what I do, and I choose to stay focused. And that's what I love about myself right now. And what I love in life in general right now is just the way that life feels so aligned for me. It hasn't felt this aligned since I moved to New York, and it's officially like everything feels like it's falling into place. I feel like I'm getting my personality back. I feel like I'm getting my...
I will agree. I didn't know you before, but I can see it.
Yeah.
So yes.
Thank you. I feel like I'm getting my spark back, my personality. I feel like everything in life is like finally falling into place. And I feel like you can kind of relate in terms of like you go through this hard period of life, and it's like it's creating this mold for you to actually fit into the place that you're supposed to be. And I feel like I'm finally living that. Like I feel like I just came out the water and I'm like having my first breath of fresh air, and it feels so right. And that's what life feels like for me.
Yes.
And like my friendships have felt so much more secure ever. Like I feel so aligned with everything, and I'm really grateful for that. And another thing I'm just gonna add on is
More.
I really love Ginny and Georgia. Like, bro, that show is so good.
I have not watched it yet.
should watch it.
I
It's
know.
so good.
Everyone tells me I need to.
You can watch it on tour.
I will.
Or when you travel, she's going out the country.
Yeah.
Like
no, I honestly
next
probably
month.
3 months or how many? How many seasons? 3?
No, I think 3, 4.
Four
It's a new
seasons.
season. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you, CoverGirl, for letting us film this episode in your office and in your studio. Thank you, Bex, for being in this episode.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for watching episode 14 of Little Life Lessons. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.